From the studios of Chillicothe High School, this is your CAVS News Show.
Hello, I'm Jasmine Roper.
And I'm Taylor Boggs with this week's CAVS News Update.
This past week has been rather stressful for many students here at Chillicothe High School. Freshmen and sophomores have been testing all week. Freshmen took the park and the sophomores took the OGTs. As it stands, it looks like the class of 2017 will be the last class to take the Ohio graduation test. This past testing week has stressed some students to extreme levels. Let's hear from some students about their feelings on the test.
I feel the OGTs are really easy because the questions aren't hard, and we've known about this stuff since middle school.
I think it's a new way of starting new testing in the new year of 2015.
Yeah, you got a lot more time with the OGT than the park.
I feel that we shouldn't be taking them because we are not even halfway through the classes.
The park was easy, I think, because it gave us a long time for not many questions.
I think the park was hard because we didn't know everything that was going to be on it.
No, I don't think the park exams are too hard. I think if you pay attention every day and really listen to what your teachers are trying to teach you, the park test will be a very easy test for everyone.
Although the sophomores are finishing up their OGTs, the freshmen still have to take their end-of-course exams. EOCs will be taken in about a month near the beginning of May.
In other news, the White House fence jumper Omar Gonzalez pled guilty to 2 charges after jumping the White House fence and charging into the White House with a knife. As a plea deal, he will serve 12 to 18 months in prison and he will be banned from Washington, D.C. Gonzalez is an Iraq War veteran and suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder. Gonzalez managed to climb over the White House fence, charged down a lawn, ran through a guard and into the building before being tackled. He came equipped with a knife in hand, 800 rounds of ammunition, and a machete in his car. Secret Service agents interviewed Gonzalez twice prior to his incident. However, he was considered not a security threat. He will be sentenced this upcoming July.
I'm hearing great things from the guys over in CNG. Let's go to Glenn and Parker to hear all about it.
Welcome to CNG. We're your hosts. I'm Glenn Mitchell.
And I'm Parker Tracy.
And this week on CNG, we are going to be talking about indie games.
Wait, what's an indie game, Glenn?
An indie game is a game created by an independent developer.
Oh, so nothing big like EA, Microsoft, Activision?
No, not at all. It could just be a small group of friends or a small team of people working together to make a game.
Oh, so we could be indie developers?
We'll get there one day, Parker.
Showtime!
Alright, indie games have risen to quite a popularity in recent years with stuff such as the Xbox Live Arcade's community games or Steam Greenlight.
Yep. Oh, I've used Steam Greenlight a couple times. You know what it's like?
No.
Well, basically, Steam Greenlight is where people, just, a group can post their software or a game onto Steam, and if enough people support it or like it, it will be added to the Steam store page.
Oh, so people in the community getting supported by other people in the community.
Yep.
There are several indie games that have gotten quite popular recently. Gang Beasts, Besiege,
Minecraft?
Space Engineers.
Yep, or Medieval Engineers.
Oh yeah, Amnesia the Dark Descent, or Five Nights at Freddy's.
And many more. Now, we're going to be talking about a few of those games right now. Isn't that right, Parker?
Oh yeah, let's start with Space Engineers.
Space Engineers is a game created by Keen Software and its co-counterpart, Medieval Engineers. Now, what you do in these two games is you're of course, as it says, an engineer. And what you do is you can, if you're in Space Engineers, travel through space, create space stations, spaceships, and just explore the galaxy with your friends.
Medieval Engineers, however, is very early in development, but you're able to build more medieval stuff such as castles, catapults, all that good stuff. Speaking of medieval contraptions, Besiege. Besiege is a game where you build giant vehicles, basically, but what your goal is to destroy the enemy's base using the craziest contraptions possible.
I've seen some really weird things on the game. They're really creative, aren't they?
Yep.
And Amnesia the Dark Descent is you're a man, as it says, with amnesia, and you have to find your way through crazy dungeons and mansions and houses full of dark monsters, and unlike other games, you have no way to defend yourself, and the only way to survive is to run and keep your sanity up.
That game's gotten pretty popular. People even make their own maps for it.
I know.
Well, speaking of horror games, another indie game that's gotten really popular, Five Nights at Freddy's. It's a pretty simple game. You work in a Chuck E. Cheese-esque setting as a night guard. The problem is, the animatronics are out to get you.
I heard the creator of that game, Scott Kaufman, he used to make Christian games, didn't he?
Yep, but recently he was inspired to make the games based on the fact that people have said that the characters in his other games look like freaky animatronics.
Well, that's some real inspiration right there, isn't it?
Yep. Let's get on something a little less dark. Gang Beasts. It's a pretty fun game. Pretty simple, too. You run around as little colorful people and knock the socks off your friends, basically. Go around fighting in wacky environments on top of trucks, in a factory. But it's not really as bad as it sounds. It's really cartoony with, it's really just a fun game you can play with your friends.
Yep.
Then we have Minecraft.
Minecraft was made by Marcus Pearson and the Mojang development team. It started as a small indie game and it has risen to popularity very recently. And ever since Microsoft bought out Mojang, now Minecraft technically isn't an indie game anymore.
So it's gone beyond.
Yes. That means even indie games still in development, or maybe just indie games that came out, can become non-indie games, you could say.
Yeah, the special thing about indie games is that you see all these companies producing their big shooters and things like that. But with indie games, there's really a little bit of experimentation you can do to see what people like.
Yep. Even just normal people can make games, and that's the beauty of it. If they don't fail or if they win, well, not win in a sense, but if they get there, maybe even they one day can become a large company working on different types of games with new and inspiring ideas.
I think that's all the time we have for this week, Glenn.
It is, Parker. Thanks for watching us this week, folks. I'm Glenn Mitchell.
And I'm Parker Tracy.
And Game Like Pros, Chillicothe.
That's all for this week. I'm Taylor Boggs.
And I'm Jasmine Roper. Have a safe weekend, Chillicothe.